Back in December of 2024, me and my clothing brand Jax got invited to be in a fashion show. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this, so I'm a little bit nervous and I don't really know what to expect, but pressure makes diamonds, I guess. So the show is on the 23rd of March and it is now the 11th of March and I still haven't made anything specifically for the show. Luckily, I had a bunch of these pieces already made prior to my invitation. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I make these custom hoodies here for people. I had a bunch of those that I needed to finish, but I just finished my last custom hoodie and I'm ready to take on another project. So I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna work on today. I thrifted these leather pants. I got them for $11, which is a killer deal for leather pants. It's really thick leather. I got like some cool studs around the back pockets, on the front. So this is what I'm gonna be using for like my base pair of pants. And then I thrifted these 2 leather jackets. This one's just like a white leather. And then this is a really soft purple leather that I think will look really cool on the pants. I'm not really sure what I wanna do for the design yet, but as you can tell, these pants are just not near baggy enough. So first thing we gotta do is make these extremely baggy. I just traced out the natural shape of the pants, but I don't want that shape. And so basically what I'm doing is I'm creating a piece that goes in there that matches the shape of the pants, but then also turns the pants into the shape that I want them. Oh yeah, that's gonna look good. Shit's gonna be baggy, but that's how we like it. Okay, so these are my 2 templates for the inseam and the outseam. I'm gonna cut this out of leather, and then I'm gonna sew it in there, and then that's gonna give me some extra width on the legs. Okay, now this is where this leather jacket comes in handy. Unfortunately, I don't have like big sheets of leather, so I can't just cut it all out in one piece, so I'm gonna have to do a little bit of patchwork with it, but I'm sure I can figure something out. I'm trying to think if I had another leather jacket. I can always buy another leather jacket, right? Sorry, sweetie. We're cutting her. I said scratch it to harvesting the leather from the jackets, and I'm going with this jacket. The leather is just so much softer. It does suck because I hand painted this, but I think it's just going to result in a much better finished product. So I'll let you in a little secret here. For seam ripping, razor blades are so nice. But you have to be super careful with them because you can cut your fabric really easy. But as you can see, I mean, this is just going through like butter. One of my least favorite things to do is to seam rip, but it's very satisfying because of the sounds. Like, listen to this. It doesn't get any better than that. Because I don't have just a sheet of leather that I can cut from, I gotta make my patchwork. So right now I'm just cutting up my jacket so I can sew it together to get a bigger piece. Alrighty. Just as I expected, these things fit like a glove. I wish I would have taken a video of what they look like before I opened them up because they were literally skinny jeans around my shins. Overall, I'm happy with the amount of bag there is for leather pants. Now that I got the fit dialed in, I can move on to the fun part. For the design of these pants, I'm gonna be doing some double knees. That's kind of like a reoccurring design in a lot of my pants. I love the look of them. I don't have a big enough sheet to make the double knees out of, and I didn't want to do a patchwork design because I didn't want it to distract from the main focal point of the pants. And you'll see what I mean because I decided what I wanted to do. I'm headed to a leather supply store. I'm gonna get some sheets of leather, so I'll see you at the store. All right, gang. We've arrived at the place, Tandy Leather, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Okay. This guy helped me find some leather here. This matches the pants that we're working with. Scanner 109.
Yeah, for the whole side.
Never mind. Got some different pieces. Exactly what we're looking for. We're gonna look around a little bit more. Holy smokes. What anybody would use this for. Oh shoot. Might need to do a Jack's custom of these. Okay, so yesterday we dialed in the fit of the pants. Today I'm gonna be working on the design elements of the pants. So in the past I've done a few pairs of pants that say Jack's across the crotch, but I wanted to do something fresh. So I decided to go with full tilt. If you know anything about poker, you know what full tilt means. It means when you're just throwing money on the table, emotionally betting. Jack's, my clothing brand, I use a lot of poker and card themes. My logo is the spade. So I thought it'd be cool to incorporate the full tilt. I thought it was a cool meaning. It looked cool with this font. So I'm gonna be doing a double layer leather design. So this is going to be out of the purple leather, this is going to be out of the white leather, and then I'm going to be doing some double knees. Obviously we already know this. This is kind of like a draw up I did. I can't decide if I want to do kind of like this spiky double knee. This is just kind of like your basic double knee. Still deciding between the two, so stay tuned to see what I do. But now I got to figure out the dimensions before I move it over to the Cricut. I got to figure out the sizing and everything, so. I just finished doing all of the final design work over on the computer. I had to tweak a couple things and get the font looking how I wanted. But now I can harvest the leather from these jackets, get them cut up, and get them loaded into the Cricut machine because the Cricut machine is gonna do all of the fancy work for us. Last night I finished cutting out all the leather on the Cricut machine, and then I was able to put the purple leather on top of the white, and it turned out so sick. I love how the purple contrasts with the white. I'm going to be doing white stitching on this, so I think that'll look good with the purple and the white and the black. But if you kind of can just imagine what this will look like on some leather pants, it's going to be tough. I might have to go out and buy a motorcycle now. Now what I got to do is I'm going to move it over to the sewing machine, and then I'm going to stitch down the purple to the white, and then I move it over to the pants, and then stitch this on there. I don't think I showed you guys another element of the design. I'm going to be doing this 777. I'm going to be placing it on like the back left butt cheek. Don't ask me why, it just looked cool right there. But yeah, I'm also gonna be doing this too, so let's go to the sewing machine. I just finished putting the letters on these pants and it looks so sick. I just have them mounted with spray adhesive right now. I still haven't stitched them on. I did try them on and they're gonna be so mean. This part is probably gonna be the most difficult part of the whole entire project because I've got to stitch around each side of these letters, but I also have to wrestle an entire pair of leather pants through my sewing machine. So I'm not excited to do this part, but I'm gonna be excited to have this part done. But yeah, enough chit chat. Let's take it over to the sewing machine and get this thing done. Okay, I just got the letters sewed on the pants and it looks so nice. The letters look so much different when I actually have them sewed on rather than them just laying on the pants. I don't know what it is, but it just adds another element of, there's like a 3D effect there. I don't know. I'm super happy with how these turned out. They look great. I ended up doing a last minute decision and put these studs on. I posted a post on my Instagram story. Also, if you're not following me on Instagram, go do that. I'll put a link in the description below. But I asked my followers on my story if I should put the studs on or if I shouldn't. I felt like I was doing too much. Everybody said to do the studs, so I did it, and I'm super happy that I did because, I don't know, it just adds another level of design to these pants. So I think that's it for these things. I'm gonna get these wrapped up. I'm gonna try them on and show you guys what they look like. Alright, there you have it. That is how I made these sick leather pants. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of these and if you would rock these. I was able to get these done right in time for the fashion show, but I still have a lot of preparation to do before the fashion show. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button down below. I've got a lot more fun videos coming after this one. I've got a lot of work to do, so I better get to it, but I'll see you in the next one.